Good afternoon everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're on to episode 7 of the 4th season of the Ros-Albastrii and we're back on Champions League duty today against Juventus. We beat them 3-0 at the Juventus Stadium. Hopefully we can wrap things up today. We're already qualified for the next round. So basically it doesn't really matter what happens today, but I'd like to try and go through with a pretty much perfect record. We've only had the 1 draw, 4 wins in 5 games. Hopefully we can get a result against Juventus today. We've got the home advantage back at the National Arena here in Romania. So let's get into today's episode. The last time you joined us was for that amazing 4-3 victory over Man City. Now, unfortunately, the players never read the script for this game and we slumped to a 1-0 defeat, our first defeat of the season, and we were pretty much FM'd in this game. We had 68% of play and they managed to get a lucky penalty in the 61st minute to put the game into their hands. Vasil Jorge with a penalty, and unfortunately, because we've made the changes, we took a few of the first teamers out, we brought players that haven't played regularly recently into the side, we kind of gave it away really. We had 26 shots at goal, only 9 of which were on target, but that wasn't good enough and we deserved to lose really. It probably should have been better as a draw, but we've lost our invincibility this season. We'd gone right the way through to this date on the 30th of November without losing a single game, even in pre-season, and that is a bit of a downer. But then we moved into our next game, back to the old form with a 3-1 victory over Ramnicu Valsea. Goals coming from Arthur Masuaka down that left wing-back position, getting on the score sheet twice, and Callum Gribbin also adding his name to the totals. Now again, we had 68% of play here. We passed the ball around really nicely throughout this game. 20 shots, 9 on target, so a little bit better return than against the last CSM Polylarsi. Arthur Masuaka, though, was really good in this game. He got a man of the match with a 9.2. Callum Gribbin also with a 9.0. They would have 2 standout players, really, amongst the 2 teams, and they got us the victory. So that put us in good stead for our game against Vital Constanta, which is coming up next. Boy, did we perform in this game. A 5-1 thrashing of Vital Constanta, courtesy of goals from Will Keane, Romario Bensar, Arthur Masuaka again on the score sheet, Callum Gribbin on the score sheet, and Robert Vilconu came in as a substitute for this game. He hasn't really featured much for us, but he came into this and he got on the score sheet, which was really good sign. 23 shots, 14, 60% of play. Dominated again. Cosmin Tukaliuk got on the score sheet in the 65th minute to get a consolation back for Vitor, but by that point we were already 4-0 to the good. The game was beyond doubt, and we pretty much we handled business here. Pardon me, against a team that they've had mixed success against us. They've obviously gone close to winning the league, or they've won the league while we've been playing this save. I was really pleased with this performance. We dominated, we moved the ball around really sweetly. Gribbin with the man of the match here with a 9.2. Masuaka with a 9.1. So those 2 guys really performing at the minute. And today we've got a real tough game coming up against Juventus. But before that, let's have a quick look here at the schedule, which you can see we've got absolutely no losses all the way. Only 3 draws in quick succession. And then we got this 1 loss here against Polylarsi, which is pretty much an abomination, but what can we do? We can't go through the whole season unbeaten, I guess, at this level. The game is pretty tough. So here we go then. We've got Juventus today in the Champions League Group A stages. We've already beaten them 3-0, which was probably our best performance to date. Although the Man City performance was bang up there with that. I don't think Juventus are as good as they were at the start of the game. They've only got 4 points in this group. So today we can secure victory in this group, which is it's going to be quite handy, I think, if we can do it. Man City have obviously got Zenit, who've only picked up a draw from 5 games, so they're probably going to get beaten again. So let's get into today's episode, guys. We've got Juventus at the National Arena. Let's see how they like Romanian football on Romanian soil. Let's get things underway then. We are on the left-hand side. We have got Valentin Kojakaru, Alin Tosca, Jack Stevens and Amaruo at the back. We've got Arthur Masuaka and Bryce DJJ, who comes into the side in right back. Vlad Archim and Maniru in the middle, with Juricevic, Lakucha and Will Keane up front. Juventus have 4 at the back with Congolo, Lucas, Rujani, Widmer. Asenjo keeps net. Biglia and Sampa in the middle, with Keita, Nageli, Berardi and Higuain up front. 4-5-1, or kind of like a 4-2-3-1 really, if they're honest. We're going to go into today's game. It's going to be a tough little fixture for us. We're going to definitely go in strong on Higuain. And we're just going to tell these wide players that we want them on their weaker foot so they can cut in. And we're going to obviously do the same for the wing backs. We want to try and condense their width really, because we're playing a narrow game. And we're going to tell them that we fully expect them to win this match to keep our run going. Didn't have the desired effect. We've got a little bit of confusion there from Jack Stevens, so that's not too much to worry about. The main thing is that the main bulk of the squad have reacted positively to that. So we're going to get into today's episode then. It's going to be a tough one. We've already beaten 3-0, however, but let's see what happens. So we've kicked things off then. Juventus have kicked off here, kicking from right to left, and it's Kaita who has the ball in the early stages, but a good tackle there from Kenneth Maruo. And that is the end of the first highlight in this game. We've got a ball here now. It's Archim to Jurisevic to Masuaka to Archim. Keane in space. Finds Bryce De JJ, who gets the ball in the back of the net. Gets the ball past Asensio into the back of the net. Bryce De JJ with his first goal of the looks like Will Keane. Archim through to Keane. Keane gets the touchdown. Lovely pass out wide to Masuaka in space. And Bryce De JJ in space. And he manages to beat the keeper at his near post. Poor bit of goalkeeping that from Asensio. I mean, he should have saved that really at his near post. And they've got the ball here again, Juventus, and it's Berardi to Nageli, out wide to Kaita. Kaita cuts inside, but JJ gets the ball off him and now starts to charge down that right flank. Plays the ball inside to Will Keane in space. Lakucha, he's got Maniru to his left. Oh, cracks the crossbar there, Maniru. What a strike there from Maniru, and the ball goes out for a corner, which Masuaka's going to take now. It should swing out towards our players on the edge of the box, but Rujani gets it away, but Lakucha chases it down, finds Bryce JJ to Maniru, and Tosca has the ball, and that is the end of that highlight. What a start here at the National Arena. Got a corner here coming up, and it's Lakucha who plays the ball into Jurisevic. The ball cannons off. Looks like a Juventus defender hits the post and goes out for a throw in the end. Masuaka now on the ball, cuts inside. Lovely ball to Archim. Archim has options. He plays it back to Tosca, takes the safe one to Maniru. Keane. He's got DJJ out wide in space, and DJJ takes another shot and hits the post. Keeper beaten again there. What a strike that from DJJ. Very unlucky there not to had his second in this game. We've started this really, really positively. And we're just going to say, I'm very happy with how they played so far. And I'm just going to tell them that there's a bit more to come from them, and we know they've got what it takes. Now I'm happy with how things are at this present time, so we're going to just go straight back into the game here, and it's Masuaka to Jurisevic. Jurisevic now finds Keane. Keane to Bryce JJ. The lads are linking up beautifully today. JJ into Archim in space. Jurisevic has got Masuaka making a run. Bryce JJ makes a run in towards Jurisevic, but Rugani gets it away. Kongolo plays it back to his keeper, and the ball is cleared. Now Juventus have a corner here, and it looks like a penalty is given to Juventus. Archim concedes the penalty now. It's going to be Kojikaru who's going to try and save this. It looks like it might be, is it Higuain? Berardi with the penalty. Berardi steps up and puts the ball calmly into the back of the net to make it 1-1 here at the National Arena. Good finish that from Domenico Berardi. Berardi steps up coolly with his left foot right into the top corner. Keeper absolutely no chance. You don't save those. Beautiful finish that. So it is 1-1. We're just gonna assertively encourage them now, just to try and get that little bit more out of them here in this second half. We're on the hour mark. Masuaka's picked up a yellow. We might have to look at perhaps changing a couple. I think what we'll do here is we'll bring Masuaka off because he's quite low here on his fitness. And we're just going to bring on Edgar I in replacement. We've pushed Alin Tosca out to the left. He can fill in that position. That's not the end of the world for us. We've got options still to bring on. We could probably bring on Callum Griven. I think what we will do though is we will take off Vlad Archim because he's picked up a yellow. He's already given away a penalty as well. And we'll just pop Maniru in the ball-winning midfielder position. We'll stick Marian Lucha in the box-to-box midfielder position. Now Omaruo has the ball. He finds Archim to Jurisevic. Jurisevic into Lakucha. Back to Jurisevic. Jurisevic to Bryce JJ on that right flank. Crosses the ball into Jurisevic, who heads the ball in on the back post. It could be a shot. I'm not too sure about that. But the ball is in the net anyway. And Steaua Bucharest take the lead again. Now that is a lovely cross. Lovely little dummy there from JJ. And Jurisevic on that back post. In off the crossbar. What a finish, and we're 2-1 up here against Juventus, and that puts us back on top here in the Champions League Group A stage. That was a lovely finish, good little celebration that as well. We are dominating this game now, and Juricevic has just picked up an injury here that we need to address, and we're going to bring on George Puskas just to give him a bit of game time. We're going to rest Callum Gruen for this game because we need him later in the season, and we're just going to calmly tell the lads now, just to tighten things up a bit. We don't want to get given anything away here. Lakucha has the ball potentially, but Bonucci gets it away, but only as far as Puskas, who finds Keane, and Keane cannons it off Puskas, and Jack Stevens comes out, crunches into Jordi Alba, and it looks like Stevens could be getting his marching orders here. Stevens, just a yellow, that is good news. I thought he might have been gone for that. We're just going to switch that now to contain. We've already told them to tighten up calmly, so they've got the ball here, and it looks like they... Good tackle from Maniru, that. Nageli with the shot, but unfortunately the ball goes wide of goal. Unfortunately for them, great news for us. And we have just handed another defeat to Juventus here. And that was a really good win, and I'm very happy with that. So we've beat them 2-1. Goals from Bryce Deja, JJ and Alex Juricevic. 64% of possession. You can see on the screen there that we have won the league. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because Man City were beaten by Zenit. What score is it? 1-0 there from Zenit, and we have dominated. Really, we've looked really strong in this competition. We've only conceded 8 goals. It's going to be interesting to see who we get next. I'm hoping it's not Manchester United because I genuinely feel that we've got a chance against any team in this competition other than Manchester United. Before we move on today, let's see who we've got in the next round of the Champions League. It's going to be the first knockout stage, so let's go and have a look at that. Okay, then, to get the information we need for the Champions League first round draw, we've had to play this game here against CFR Cluj, who were third in the league before this game. And what a performance from the lads. They've really responded after that Juventus game, and we've absolutely thrashed them 5-0. 4 goals from Rick Baldwin, Slick Rick himself, getting on the score sheet here with 4, back into the side for the first time in a short while. Wilkin also added his name to the roll call. A lot of really high ratings here from the team. Aside from Maniru, Hodegea, Kojikaru, every player in the team recorded an 8+ rating. Brilliant performance from Rick Baldwin, who's got the highest rating I've ever seen in this game, along with Andre Ivan with 9.9s. What a performance. He'll be in the side for our next game. So let's advance a little bit further into the future and get this first round draw wrapped up. So then, we've been drawn against Benfica in the Champions League first knockout round. Now, last season we had them in our group and we played them. We won our first game against them at home 3-1, but then we got beat 4-2 away from home in the group stages. So I think we definitely have the beating of Benfica. I think we're a better side this season. I think we're a lot stronger, more compact as a unit, and I'm expecting to do really well against Benfica. Let's have a quick look at the schedule. Let's get all this back on, actually. I've just gone to see how we got on against Benfica there. So as you can see here, we've got a few games to play. But what we'll do is we'll come back for tomorrow's episode where we're going to play Concordia Shajna and Dinamo Bucuresti in that domestic doubleheader. Then on Monday we'll have the game against Benfica. We'll play the first knockout round against Benfica. And then we'll come back, obviously, for the second leg against Benfica on Wednesday. So guys, let's leave it there for today. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Join me again tomorrow morning for more of the Ros-Albastrii. Leave a like on the video if you've enjoyed this episode. Be sure to check back for more content on the channel over the next few weeks. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Any comments you guys might have, please drop them in the section down below and I'll respond to them all as and when I can. But until next time guys, enjoy the rest of your Friday afternoon.